That is too long of a video name, by the way.
I don't believe you.
It's not going to have that name when it goes live.
Good.
So we're back in normal world now, it looks like.
Yeah, we're just never going to go back in there. It's fine.
Last drop coffee.
Cafe.
You know what? I would believe that that's a real cafe name because
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's a Canada-wide chain or anything, but there's a place that has a little I don't even know what you would call it, but they have an establishment at the library on my university's campus, and it's called Second Cup.
Oh yeah, that's very Canada-wide.
Yeah, and that's an actual chain name, Second Cup. So I would believe that, you know.
Anyways, so yeah, that's where we got our liver. Anyways, we are now at home.
Beautiful.
Nothing could possibly go wrong. Nothing.
Yeah. Why don't we just go relax on the couch, kick our feet up, and get out a book and read or something.
Absolutely, it's all she wants to do.
The house
She's
key.
done with this.
That should have been called the apartment key, I believe.
Oh.
So now we're in Silent Hill
Dad,
4.
I'm home. Listen, something
Good
really
reference.
crazy's going on. I think we should...
He's dead.
Dad?
He's actually a Silent Hill monster.
Well, no, he's just he dead.
We still have our flashlight on.
Oh well.
Welp.
Yeah, I actually find this scene kind of difficult to watch.
They're doing a very good job at hiding his face.
That's because it's James Sunderland's model.
Yeah. Is it actually?
Yeah, it actually is.
I guess it... I feel like it wouldn't matter otherwise because Harry Mason is from a PlayStation 1 game, so that's a very different level of graphical fidelity.
Just literally just Harry Mason in the chair.
I would love if they used his PlayStation 1 model.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just like all polygons all the time.
But yeah, so this is where the game goes from like, I just want to go home, Heather, to I am brimming with rage, Heather, and it's great.
I mean, that's what happens, right? So what you're saying is that now we're Batman.
You're late.
It's a 17-year-old girl Batman, yes.
Why?
You killed my parents!
Years ago, for one thing.
Swear to me!
For him, our dream would have come true.
Okay, so this is the same
Took
cult.
you away from
Alright.
us.
I would like to remind you that these are both my favorite characters.
Get you for this!
I mean, you do have a shotgun on you right now.
I mean, she's about to pull the gun, don't worry about it.
It must be this way.
It must be. This was all part of a plan.
No, I'll never understand!
Well, I mean...
You must try to remember me, and your true self as well. You will birth a god, and build
That-
an eternal paradise.
Alright. Lady. We all know, we've read Lovecraft. We know how this
He's
goes.
the one who killed your father. I merely gave the order.
Okay.
What will you do?
Well, here's the missionary.
I'll be waiting where all
Like, that's his name. This is me, but like inside.
I was just gonna say, like, so that's you? That's
Yeah.
what you aim to become?
This is what I want to be, yes.
Welp.
Okay, definitely need a shotgun for this one.
So, So birthing eldritch abominations is a recurring theme in Lovecraftian media. Anybody who has seen or played Bloodborne will know that it features very heavily in that game as well. This guy's very fast.
Yeah. There's actually, if you have really good timing, the start fight's not too hard. However, I do not have very good timing.
So this fight will be impossible.
No, actually, I do okay.
So does he have like chainsaws on his arms or something, or is that just like?
You can flip knives.
Okay.
If you time it just right, you can like shoot him before he runs away.
By the way, if people have PS4s and really like the the thematic kind of elements of this game and the monsters and everything, you really should play Bloodborne. It's a very good game.
Yeah, if only I had a PS4.
I'm a little bit like biased because I have a bunch of other games on the PS4 to play as well now, but like I did basically specifically get a PS4 to play Bloodborne, and I thought it was very much worth it. It's a super good game, and it doesn't have like the level of like story cohesion as like this would, because it's a From Software game. It's not really based around the story per se. But yeah, if you like this sort of like Lovecraftian setting and like Lovecraftian horror story, blah blah blah, it's that, you know.
Yeah.
It has very good boss fights. A lot more exciting than this. not to knock survival horror boss fights or at all, but
I mean, it's not meant to be a good fight.
yeah. Oh,
It's
this
a
guy's
very
back.
upset-
I don't know what to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't say anything. I'm fine. So just get out of here and leave me alone already.
So
Calm down.
Calm down? How am I supposed to do that?
I'll wait until after
My
this
father is
cutscene's
dead.
over to say what
He's
I'm
murdered.
thinking, but
Okay.
I will say
Get
her mouth
out.
in these cutscenes is
This
hilarious.
is all your fault. If it weren't for you,
She has a very flappy, large mouth.
then go.
Douglas's is even worse, though.
To make you feel better, I will.
I will. I'll see you later.
Actually, doesn't even leave, but oh well.
Oh, the cutscene. Okay. Well,
Is he okay?
Prepare for cutscenes. You should probably just say the things you're thinking.
well.
What else
So
can I do? There's
this is the
nothing
sort
more
of
to do
reason
with
why
decent burial.
I don't understand why people complain about Star Wars. Anakin Skywalker's portrayal in the prequels.
Sorry, Dad.
Because everyone always goes on about, oh, he's a whiny teenager, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's kind of how
I'm going to
angsty
decide.
teenagers act. Like,
What's inside
I
the
don't
house?
see how that's... First of all,
Yeah,
I-
like,
don't know.
I love Heather, even though she's that.
yeah, like, first of all, I didn't think he was particularly a
course it
quote-unquote
isn't.
whiny teenager
I don't
in
know
any
what
of the
kind of hell
movies
is
anyway.
waiting for
But
me
that's
there, but
that's
I've
beside
got
the
no
point.
other choice.
But yeah, like that is kind of how
I don't care
teenagers
about
who
God
have to
or
deal with a lot of
paradise. If that's what
shit,
she believes, then
like,
fine.
act.
But
So I
she
don't see
won't
how
get
that's
away
a
with what she
point
does.
of criticism that's like valid. Like, you're not. He shouldn't be expected to act like
When I
a
find her,
well-adjusted 30-year-old
kill
dude,
her myself.
and like she shouldn't be expected to act like some, hardcore badass like
Revenge
action. Like
doesn't
she's not Sigourney Weaver in
Maybe
Alien,
not,
you
but
know?
That's what I'm going to do.
I know, yeah, she's literally, yeah, like an angry 17-year-old, and it actually acts like it. It's great.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Give you a ride.
Yeah.
I don't need
I don't
your
know.
help.
Like saying, I don't need your help, even though she clearly does.
But it's too
Yeah, like there are a lot of problems with I mean, just specifically going back to Star Wars for the moment, there are a lot of problems with the scripts in the prequels, but I don't think that Anakin being, you know, maybe a bit whiny was ever one of them.
Die too.
And I think that just to connect it to this, I think that this presents a good reason for why that sort of thing is true. Because say what you want about the personality of the main character here, it is at least believable.
Yeah. Like here she is in her... It's like just where she changes entirely. So just kind of passively commenting. She like actually says stuff about herself throughout the apartment.
Okay.
And what she thinks. And as someone who's lost a dad, like this is very real.
Yeah.
It's probably the main reason I actually like this game so much, is because of this sequence.
Yeah. And we have another badass music track to go along with it.
It's a pretty good music track.
So is the composer for this game the same one as Silent Hill 2?
All first 4 games.
It was Akira Yamaoka, right?
Yeah. I like how she just says liar now if you like examine the chair. Because Dad said he would always be there, and this is what she's left with.
Aww.
Yeah, it's extremely accurate, honestly.
Hero's line from this movie. Aww. They grow up so fast. They grow up too fast.
They grow up so suddenly.
Yeah. This is actually an extremely epic music track for what we're doing.
We can't help it. Akira Yamaoka's just really good.
Oh, stun gun. Why?
There's no reason to have the stun gun. It's literally the least useful thing.
It's character building, clearly. Like, she's just so badass that she has a stun gun in her dresser.
I mean, her dad gave it to her after the event.
The event with the cult.
That we discover in a later video.
Yeah.
Hint, Harry killed a dude.
Oh, well.
I just met some guy named Vincent.
Yeah, we know him. He's kind of a
Vincent?
jerk.
He's a friend of yours, right?
That's...
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's going a little far.
He said when we get to Silent Hill, to
Oh.
look for a guy named Leonard. He gave me
Okay.
this map. What do you want to do?
We can't trust him, but we've got no other choice.
Going back to old school voice acting. This guy. This
I
guy.
know, right?
Here, take this too.
What's this?
Your father was holding it.
Don't worry, we'll get to read that, and it'll take up like a third of the video.
Oh boy. It really is. It's funny to me how fast video game voice acting actually did improve. It's like, at least for like big budget titles, because
Yeah.
it's
Sleeping.
as much as people rag on them, like there's a reason that like Troy Baker, Nolan North, and Laura Bailey are in literally
What's the deal
everything.
with Silent Hill anyway?
It's because
Used to
they're
be a nice,
good.
quiet little town. But now
And will anyone ever be better than Ellen McLaren or whatever her name is? Gladys.
Probably not.
once
Listening to Gladys sing an opera is the best thing.
never did find him.
It really is. Speaking of
Tell you,
Portal 2,
that's one screwed up
for the
town.
moment, it's very interesting
My line
when
of work.
like classical actors get
Yeah, a lot of
into
nasty
like video game voice acting as well, because
I was born and raised there.
it can either go really well or disastrously.
Didn't mean to offend you.
It's I think it was a very good sign that Cave Johnson was so well voice acted. But then, what else would you expect from J. Jonah Jameson, right?
Anyway, I thought you grew up in Portland.
Oregon?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
How does he know that anyway?
My head's
He's a
pounding.
detective. He found out a bunch of stuff about her before finding her.
Right.
We find his notebook later, don't
Maybe
worry.
you're car sick.
Maybe.
No.
You just saw your dead dad firsthand, but, maybe you're just carsick.
Actually, the problem is that since she is, in fact, the baby from the end of Silent Hill 1, she has a whole bunch of memories that are now being unlocked.
Of course.
A woman named Dahlia. She tried to summon the ancient god of the town.
Ancient god of the town.
Yep.
Why of the
Offered up
town?
her very own daughter.
Because...
That's crazy.
Yeah, remember how I said I was going to write an essay about how this
Maybe
game's
so, but it worked.
religious viewpoints kind of messed?
Girl gave birth.
We're entering that territory.
You would think an ancient god would have a little bit more reach than just a single town.
Towers?
I know the Eldritch Abominations generally don't care one way or the other, like how many people or who worships them, like
She could
because
make things happen with her mind.
they're not even from this universe, so why would they care?
She could
But
kill people
still.
just by wishing for it.
No, this actually is. You're talking like as if this is all Lovecraftian. It's actually Judeo-Christian,
That god was.
which is why I think I could write an essay about it.
well, let's be
My
fair.
father, Harry Mason.
Lovecraft is like half that anyway. It's just that he
This
mixed
is-
it. He mixed it with his own brand of like cosmic horror.
It's not nearly so patently obvious as this. Like this even references like how this started out as like a cult of Christianity.
Yeah,
I've been chosen
And
as
then-
the sacrifice.
Well, I have some words for that. Which I'm sure I'll write at some point.
After the god was
Supernatural
killed,
powers.
The girl reappeared. She was holding a baby in her arms.
This would be a very frequently recurring scene if there were ever a supernatural video game, as it happens.
She gave the baby to my father.
Just two people in a car driving down the road having a chat.
But would they have a surprisingly good pop song going on in the background?
Yeah, probably. Like,
Written by Kiri Yamaoka?
Just like I was his very
probably
own
not
daughter.
that, but
Ah.
just based on the soundtrack choices of most supernatural episodes, yeah, they probably would.
I wouldn't know. I never watched it.
It's a good show. It's, well,
It was so sudden.
I don't know how you would feel about it because it's about halfway through the show
I never had a chance.
as compared to now. I don't know
tell
where
you.
the storyline has gone since like season
tell
8
you
or
how
something,
happy you
but
made
like
me.
starting in season 4 or 5, they started writing a very long plot arc that was based on the war between heaven and hell. So
Oh, I like where that's going. By like, I mean, oh, for heaven's sakes.
yeah, it was a very long thing, and it was something that was like, as soon as they started doing it, I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this because I liked Supernatural for the like the week to week monster of the week sort of thing that they did when they started. And then they started bringing in angels and hell and people dying and going to hell and coming back from hell and like the servants of God trying to save the world and like the angels from heaven being like not expressly like these typically heavenly beings like it was a thing.
Can you hear my eyes rolling back in my head?
Yeah, and they like
nightmare, I'd say.
in any other show, the conclusion of that arc would have been like the series finale, but they've kept on going for another like 5 seasons now since then. So I
For
don't,
heaven's sakes.
I literally don't know what the plot of the show is anymore. But yeah, it was a very
By the
good
way,
show.
there's been so many fan fictions written about this sequence.
Why's that?
Because there's 2 beds in this room. Heather's in one, Douglas in the other.
Guys, please. No.
Yeah.
So is this the same map from,
Yep. This is the same map. We don't see it this video, sorry. Like, we don't actually go outside this video. Sorry. Because we have a humongous journal written by our dead dad to read.
Yeah. So I don't know if I never played them enough to notice or anything, but was the design for Silent Hill in 1 and 2, like the actual like location, the same?
I don't know about 1 and 2, but 2 and 3 are the same.
2 and 3 or 1 and 3?
2 and 3. I think 1 like has the same design, but you don't go to the same places. Like there's 2 hospitals in Silent Hill, and Silent Hill 2 and 3 both take place in Brookhaven, but Silent Hill 1 goes to Alchemilla.
Why would it?
What?
I've lived in tiny towns before. They don't have 2 hospitals.
The Japanese don't know that.
Admittedly, actually, well, thank you, mailman. It's perfect timing. We needed
Excellent.
that. Yeah, we needed that bit of sound to background this very quiet sequence. But yeah, the hospital in St. Albans, where I went to high school and everything, was technically, there were like 2 different quote unquote like hospital kind of associations, I guess, but they were together anyway. Like they were in the same
They're
area.
Both big too. They're both 3-floor affairs.
Yeah, that
I
doesn't.
mean, they're not big by like my standards, but like by small town standards, they're fine.
Yeah, the small town hospital that I knew had like 2 floors at most. Most of it was 1 floor. That's, but in fairness, like video game towns in general are just not realistic. Like they're always so much smaller than any sustainable town would ever be in reality.
And then they have 2 hospitals and 1 school somehow.
Yeah. It's just like I really want more. I want games to approach like town building and stuff like more realistically because of that reason. Like they're always so tiny, and I want them to feel more like realistic. Because like a lot of the times, like a city in an open world game is basically the same size as like a real world town. It's
yes, that's right.
It's weird.